Good evening. My name is Tom Millar, and it is my distinct pleasure to introduce Dr. Shakti Das. He is a retired emeritus professor of urology from the University of California, Davis School of Medicine. Aside from his lifelong interest in the poetry, songs, and literature of India's poet laureate Tagore, Dr. Das is deeply committed to promoting girls' education and literacy throughout the developing world. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Dr. Shakti Das.
Good evening to you all. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to pay my homage to my beloved Guru, Rabindranath Tagore, the Indian poet laureate. I'm honored and humbled. Rabindranath Tagore is an iconic figure in the millennium-old literature of Bengal that continues to flourish in the eastern part of India and Bangladesh. My obvious problem is in trying to navigate the vast oeuvre of Tagore's creations in poetry, music, novels, plays, paintings, and its insightful discourses on religion, philosophy, and art, and then present only a few relevant facets of his work in 15 or so minutes. That will be difficult. But let me start with a personal anecdote that enhanced my lifelong interest and love of Tagore. About 6 years ago, my beloved surgical resident Nicole came up to me requesting that I do a reading at her wedding. She was marrying Emily, a resident in pediatrics and another one of my beloved. So at their beautiful same-sex wedding, excuse me, I read Endless Love by Tagore that goes like this. I seem to have loved you in numberless forms, in life after life, in age after age, forever. My spellbound heart has made and remade the necklace that you take as a gift and wear around your neck in life after life, in age after age, forever. Whenever I hear old chronicles of love, its age-old ancient tales of being a part of together, as I stare on into the past, in the end you emerge, clad in the light of a pole star, piercing the darkness, you become the image of what is remembered forever. You and I have floated here on the stream that brings love of one for another. We have played alongside millions of lovers, shared the shy sweetness of meeting, the same tears of old love, but in shapes that renew and renew forever. Today, heaped at your feet, it has found its end, the love of all days past and forever, the memories of all loves merging with this one love and the songs of every poet, past and forever. As I came down the stage after my reading, I was surrounded by my residents and my academic colleagues. Our chairman asked, such exquisite poetry, but who is this Tagore? And how come we don't know about him? I knew I cannot sit idly in complacence. So I bought copies of Tagore's Gitanjali or song offerings from Amazon and gave to my residents and friends. As I read, they were overwhelmed, just like poet William Butler Yeats and Ezra Pound could not sleep all night when they first read the original Gitanjali, or the song offerings of Tagore, in 1913. Now I was on a mission to introduce Tagore to my acquaintances in my meager intellectual capacity. So for the last about 2 years, every Friday, I post my translation of one song of Tagore on my Facebook wall. And the responses are so enchanting. Today, Tagore's poetry, as well as his novels, short stories, plays, and essays are widely read, and songs he composed reverberate in almost every household of Bengali diaspora in India, Bangladesh, and abroad. Tagore wrote and composed the national anthems of two nations, India and Bangladesh. That is a unique achievement in the world. But outside India, in the rest of the world, especially in Europe and America, the excitement that Tagore writings created in the early 20th century has largely dwindled. The enthusiasm with which his work was initially greeted in the Occident is quite remarkable. Gitanjali, for which he was awarded the Nobel Prize in 1913, was published in his own English translation in London in March of that year, and was reprinted 10 times by November when he was awarded the Nobel Prize. It is surmised that Tagore, as a deeply relevant and many-faceted contemporary thinker, was not appreciated by the West, where he was portrayed mostly as only a mystic spiritualist. His tall, saintly figure with long beard and gentle persuasions in his dulcet voice may have contributed to that image. But Tagore certainly was much more than that. He was an open-minded, rational thinker, poet, and social reformer, truly a Renaissance man. As a humanist and strident anti-nationalist, he denounced the ruthless British expansionism, British imperial torture and killings to subjugate India hurt Tagore to the core, and he returned his knighthood in protest. But at the same time, he openly admired and appreciated what the West had to offer in science and literature. He rose above narrow nationalism and wrote about the freedom of thinking. He wrote, "Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, into that heaven of freedom, my father, let my country awake." It is interesting that Tagore's literary and philosophic discourses were more widely appreciated in Latin America through the pioneering translations by Nobel laureate Juan Jimenez and subsequent admiration heaped upon by literary luminaries like Pablo Neruda, Luis Borges, Victoria Ocampo, Gabriela Mistral, Octavio Paz, etc. While the moral thread of Europe was being torn apart by the violence of war, colonial expansion, and nationalism, the more tranquil Latin America could seek refuge in the message of love and peace in the spirituality of Tagore. In his 60s, Tagore started sketching and doodling during his recuperation from health issues in Argentina as the guest of Victoria Ocampo. With her encouragement, Tagore started painting, and 6 years later, his collection of expressionist and abstract paintings were exhibited in France, Germany, and England to some acclaim by art critics. So Tagore spent all his adult life at Shantiniketan, or that means Abode of Peace, in India, where he started a school that was later expanded into Viswa Bharati, or the World University, that attracted students and teachers from various parts of the world and is still flourishing as a major international center of learning. Tagore emphasized on the understanding and love of nature. The classes at the university are mostly held open air under the trees. There is an annual celebration of tree planting whereby the students learn to love and nurture nature. Tagore, a deeply religious man, portrayed a direct, joyful, and fearless relationship with God at the same time, as a committed humanist, he reasoned the primacy of human understanding or realizing God through human vision and human love. In one of my favorite songs, he wrote, "That is why you poured your bliss on me, and you came down to me. Without me, O Lord of the universe, your love would be meaningless." In many of his songs, the message of human love and spiritual devotion gets interestingly weaved and overlapped into exquisite rendition. In an interesting conversation with Einstein in 1930 that was published in New York Times, Tagore questioned the validity of observation of any truth in absence of human perception. When Einstein remarked, "Do you think that if there were no human beings anymore, the Apollo Belvedere no longer will be beautiful?" Tagore simply said no. Einstein said, "I agree with regards to your conception of beauty, but not with regard to truth." Tagore's response was, "Why not? Truth has to be realized through men." Such was humanist Tagore's commitment to human reasoning. Now, as I look forward to the musical presentation here tonight, let me end with a few words about Tagore's songs. But you Michiganians are creating a history tonight. For the first time, Tagore music is going to be presented in the Western symphonic form. This has not happened before, and I'm so much looking forward to this. Tagore would have been delighted to listen and participate in tonight's program. Because of his strong commitment to international amity in art and humanities, and my heartfelt gratitude to the performance for making it happen. Tagore wrote and composed songs starting at an early age of 17, and in all left us with 2,232 songs, an incomparable feat by any other composer-writer. His songs were grouped into themes of love, devotion, nature, patriotic songs, and varieties. In addition to constructing his tunes on Indian classical ragas and folk tunes, he also used Western tunes from Ireland and Wales. I'm not aware of any poet-composer who has amalgamated exquisite melodic themes with such appropriate tunes in his songs. Tagore famously said, "Music fills the infinite between the souls." His music represents the subjectivity which he felt is like a painting to be expressed. He expressed the often intuitive nature of his music in a touching statement. "I have spent my days stringing and unstringing my instrument, while the song I came to sing remains unsung." Of all his vast creative oeuvre, Tagore claimed that his songs resonated the best in his creativity. He said, "My songs will outlast everything else in my capacity." Therefore, I conclude with one of his very well-known devotional songs. "When I see the world through the songs, then, O Lord, I recognize you, I understand you. The message of your light fills the sky with love. Your eternal message resonates in the dust. You arrive in my soul with the songs. My heart quivers with the blades of grass. Lines of form and grace lose their limits, and I see myself murmuring to all. Thank you, and namaskar."
Thank you.